Season 2, episode... One sec. 4, episode 4, my bad. And we are talking bikes. In particular, what bike am I using when I race, train, and all the fun stuff for triathlons? I know we've seen it out there, I've had it in all my videos, but what is it exactly I'm riding? Let's dig into it. Saturday morning, way too dang early to be awake, but we gotta get swimming in. It's been a rough week. So yeah, one nice thing is you don't get all the strange looks when you empty out your toy bag and put all the stuff down by this pool deck and everybody's looking at you like, what the heck is that? There's always 1 or 2 people down here in the morning and the water is perfect. We gotta get to it. Yay. So what beast is under me? It is the Felt IA Advanced Force eTap Triathlon bike, or TT bike, or whatever people call it. I don't know all the details to it, but I can tell you it's one heck of a machine. And why in the heck would I have this machine? Do I recommend it? And should the average person just go out and get one like this? Well, let's start out with why I have this bike. First and foremost, I would definitely not spend what the retail cost is on this bike if I didn't know somebody or fall into a good deal. Just so happens during COVID, I had somebody over at Felt who wanted to get rid of a bike, and this was the one that they wanted to get rid of. I had my triathlon bike at the time and was able to make a really good deal on that, so hence I fell into this guy. Now, do I recommend this bike? Absolutely, but do I recommend it for a first timer who's just going to do it once or twice and probably throw it away? No, you're going to spend way too much money on something you absolutely don't need. And there's a lot of stuff on here I really don't need, but I like it because there's technology and it matches a lot of the stuff on my mountain bike. Let's talk about that. One of the things I love about this bike is it has a SRAM group set. Now, if you've ever seen my mountain bike, it is the exact similar group set. It's SRAM and it's the Axis group set I have over there. The really cool part about that is it runs with the same batteries. Now, what's negative about these bike and batteries is when these batteries go out, 1, you may have to reprogram your whole bike, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Number 2, if you're in the middle of a race and your batteries go out, guess what? You're not shifting and there's no way around it besides to stop and charge, which I doubt you're carrying a charger. Now, with that being said, one of the reasons I enjoy this is because I already have 2 batteries for my mountain bike. My regular and my backup. It is a 1x system, not a 2x system like this. Now, why do I like electronic shifting? Somebody as large as me with the instant quick shifting, I can reduce my power as I'm shifting and instantly engage my power because it shifts pretty quickly. That, and it makes really cool sounds when you shift. Other than that, do I recommend this for the beginner and the person who's just out there having fun? No, not really. You don't need it. This is something that you hopefully comes with your bike if it does. Other than that, you don't need to spend the money on something like this. It's just not worth it. Mechanical shifting works just as good. So let's jump to something else. Something else I really like about the bike, disc brakes. Now, there's a controversy with disc brakes because there's a lot of people who say this is the way to go. If your bike does not have disc brakes, why are you even buying that bike? And why are not people putting disc brakes on the bike? Let me tell you something. Disc brakes really don't make that big of a difference when you're on the road. And I don't care what anybody says, it really doesn't. Now, I have my mountain bike and that is a lot different of a situation. And I highly recommend having disc brakes. In fact, if you go to Walmart and buy a bike today, they have disc brakes on their mountain bikes. There's a reason for that. But on a road bike or a triathlon bike like this, the simple friction brakes that were there before, those work perfectly fine. So again, if you're out there and you're looking at bikes, don't let this be a deciding factor. So one thing about the Felt IA bike, this bike is fully carbon fiber, which means lightweight, fast, strong, rigid, durable, and all the fun stuff. The one thing that I did not understand about felt was everything's carbon fiber. Wheels, all the fun stuff. Great bike. Why in the heck is all this not? I'm just saying, it's really not that much more for an upgrade, and it just would have made the bike a little bit better. But let's talk about the cockpit for a minute. It is fully adjustable with a height stack riser. It does have a bridge so that you can add a little bit more support, especially with somebody like me who can't get all the way down to the handlebars, so it is higher up. Now, when I spoke about the mechanics of shifting and when your batteries go out where the pain in the butt is, well, inside of the head here, there's a little black modular box which hooks up to the buttons here and here, which do my shifting. Now, when that battery goes out, that is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Easiest way to access it, 2 bolts on the side, remove this guy, pull your handlebars, pull the stem up, and then you can easily access in here and switch your battery out. The way that I figured that out was taking all of this apart, and was not a fun Saturday. Now, what do I find really cool about this bike? And why did I actually select this one when it was offered to me? I'll be honest with you, the colors, and it's carbon. As you guys know, all my colors are teal, and I absolutely dig it. The price was by far right, so I was super stoked on that. Other than that, I think it's a wonderful bike. I think it's something that a beginner shouldn't be out there spending their money on unless they just have money to blow and throw away. Then absolutely I recommend it. But there's so many other great options. In fact, Felt has a line of bikes that start in the $3,000 range, and of course, if you're a pro, works up to the $12,000 to $15,000 range. Do you need all this stuff that's up there? Absolutely not. When people talk about weight loss, I always tell them if I need to lose some weight, I just diet a little bit or maybe work out a little harder, and I'll lose the weight that I need. Do I necessarily need to lose it on my bike? Not for the money that's out there. I don't run the ceramic speed or any of that type of stuff. For somebody like myself and for our beginners out there, we don't need it. It's basically a gimmick. Yes, can you get a little extra savings here and there? Yes. Does it make a difference? Let's be honest, it really doesn't. Why waste your money? It's not needed. Now, with everything else that I've done to this bike, there's two other options I want to put on this bike. There's a different box that you can order for this. It actually comes off a completely different bike line. It looks really cool and it's bigger because, to be honest with you, you can't put much inside of this box, so not worth it. I'm not putting a bike bag on the bike. Other than that, my Profile Designs hydration system, it's awesome except for one thing, this guy, and we're going to replace this guy one of these days, or just cut it completely off because I was not properly hydrated. Anyways, this is my Felt IA. I will drop a link in the description to Felt's website down below. Let's roll. I think it's time we take a gander. Whew. So we're back from vacation, and of course, we're back at it, getting ready, doing our thing. So today, an hour and some on the bike, did a really good workout, and from there, 26 minute brick run, because I need to implement a lot more of those. And with the brick run, there's a brick and a hill, so I'm a little out of breath. And now it's push-ups, and we're gonna use the ab rolling thing, which I love, stretches my body out, and it works. On a note, and I apologize, I'm out of air here. On a note, with the bike, one thing I suffered on was staying in aero. My shoulders were really hurting when I was at Oregon, and my core just was not there. I was able to stay in aero, but the amount of time was very limited. So to counterbalance that, reached out to a few people, asked some advice, and if you take all their advice, stack it into one, it's one thing: more time in aero, more time just locked in. And also making sure the fingers are loose on the grip, not gripping it really hard like I'm squeezing it to death. So that was a big thing. Number two, what I like to do is my workouts have set intervals in them. So what I'll do is on that 5 minute that 5 minute interval that's on there, that's my target is, all right, drop into aero for that 5 minutes, do that interval, come out for the 2 minute break, I'll sit up, I'll grab the bars, do something a little bit different, and then the next 5 minute hits, and it's just repeat, repeat, repeat. Super happy to get it done with today, but I gotta get to push-ups, so bye. big changes that I've made this season is brick runs and adding brick runs to it. I can almost guarantee you, if you pull up my Strava and you see my bike, there's usually a run right afterwards. I want to encourage going past the 5-minute mark, past the 10-minute mark, of course, because people say it does a lot. I really don't believe so. I don't feel my legs activating until after that first mile. So I do kind of like to go a little above and beyond. So space your time out so you have time to do that. Now, with all that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching episode 4, yes, number 4, of season 2, Going to the Well. I did post on Instagram, we got new shirts made. Have I put them up for sale? Absolutely not. I still have no idea how to do that. In fact, I just learned how to make the work. So doing that is something, anyways, if you want one, jump on Instagram, Allenville_endurance. Send me a direct message. We'll figure out how to get it over to you and get it all done, squared away. We'll figure that out. Anyways, if you have not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to ring. That way, every time I put a new video out and a new premiere, it's going to notify you what's coming up. And if you haven't, share it with a friend, hit the like button, all the fun stuff that they do. Again, we're on Instagram, Allenville_endurance. Should pop up right about yonder. Follow us on there. Send us a message if you have any questions, suggestions, or what you want to see from just your average guy out there. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.